It's time for Timothy. An old apple tree and Aunt Agatha's apple pie fill the air with sweet aromas and bring to mind tales of adventure in the wilderness. Tales of Johnny Appleseed and his scout, Michael Mouse.
Timothy, come back here. You can't just quit in the middle of my serve.
Come on in, Kathleen. Aunt Agatha just made some apple pies. Smell that delicious smell? I'm going to ask her for a piece.
She won't give you any.
Why not?
Those pies aren't for us. They're for somebody else. Somebody we don't even know. Aunt Agatha doesn't even know them yet. They're our new neighbors.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Making pies for someone you don't even know.
Timothy, you're not in those apple pies, are you? You know, I thought that you could take them over to our new neighbors, the Dunbars, and get acquainted.
Nah, we don't even know them. Besides, we're busy playing tennis.
Maybe if we pick some more apples from our Johnny Appleseed tree, Aunt Agatha would make us a pie.
Aunt Agatha, do you think that old apple tree was really one that Johnny Appleseed planted?
Oh, I certainly do, Timothy. Anyway, it's supposed to be one that sprouted from the seeds that he planted a long time ago. I have made a lot of good apple butter and some really tasty cobblers from the apples on that tree, thanks to our good friend Johnny Appleseed.
Oh, he wasn't a real person.
He was so, Kathleen. I know all about Johnny Appleseed because my great-great-great-grandfather, Michael Mouse, traveled all over the country with him.
Aw, Tim. Really?
Sure. Grandpa Mouse told me lots of really exciting stories that his grandfather had told him.
Was his name really Johnny Appleseed?
Oh, I believe his real name was Johnny Chapman, John Chapman. But the folks started calling him Johnny Appleseed when he was coming through the country with those big coffee bags filled with apple seeds, and he planted them all along the way as he traveled west.
Well, where'd he get all those seeds?
From a cider mill. He spent many months picking out the seeds from the pulp after the miller had pressed the apples. That's where my great-great-great-grandfather Michael Mouse first met him.
At a cider mill?
That's right, at Trimmer's Mill in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, somewhere before the year 1806.
Johnny boy, you're a strange one. Got the western fever already, no doubt about that. Only difference, you're not aiming settling in any one place, just going to plant your orchards and then move on.
Be a bit of a shame all those folks heading west with nary a sight of an apple tree in bloom. Yes, sirree, Mr. Trimmer. These seeds of yours are going to be blooming all over this country 'fore I get through. Just about time folks are getting real homesick. They'll come upon these trees, and it'll warm their hearts.
Some folks around here think you're just plain daft, Johnny. Old Ed McCardle was asking me t'other day, what's Johnny getting out of this wild dream of his'n?
Satisfaction, Miller Trimmer. It pleasures me to think about meeting folks as they travel west through the Ohio country on into the Indiana territory.
I always thought you'd go into the herb business like your pap. His wild fennel sure broke up my fever last week.
Got herbs packed in here, too. Snake root, dog fennel, mink, garlic, and lots more.
You'll fare all right, Johnny. Always spent most of your time outdoors anyway. Way you make friends with the wild creatures is something to behold. Suppose you'll be doing a mite of preaching along the way, too.
Got the good news from heaven right here inside my hat.
You're a gentle preacher, Johnny. Folks sure take it in.
I expect folks will be needing someone to marry 'em, bury 'em, and baptize 'em. If so, I'll be glad to oblige. Well, Miller Trimmer, I'm ready to shove off. Got my canoes packed, so I'd best be on my way down the mighty Ohio River.
Johnny boy, I'm gonna miss you around here, sorting apple seeds every day. God bless you, and keep an eye out for them Indians, you hear?
Caught you at it again,
again, you little thief. Steal breadcrumbs and cheese from under my table, will ya? Go on now. Get! And don't come back here no more. You hear?
What an old battle axe. Not very neighborly of her. How can I ever be a pioneer mouse and travel west if folks aren't a bit more kindly? Looks like I landed in a boat of some kind. A boat full of bags and tools. Wonder what's in those bags. Gold? Bet they're full of gold and jewels, and those shovels are for burying it. Why, twist my tail. Bet I'm on a pirate's boat. Better get out of here. Holy whiskers, this boat's a-fixin' to sail, and I can't swim. That pirate'll have my hide for sure.
Well, now, what do we have here? A stowaway, I do believe.
Yikes! The pirate! Oh, please, sir, don't be hitting on me. Don't shoot me, please, sir. Spare me.
Hit you, little feller? Shoot you? Oh, land of Goshen, I don't even carry a gun. It just so happens I love little critters. Wouldn't harm you for the world.
Honest?
Honest to heaven. My, you're a fine figure of a mouse. Where are you heading, lad?
Well, I have a hankering to head west. See the world a bit.
Do a little exploring, huh? Hey, how'd you like to join up with me, lad? We'll travel the west together. Keep each other company.
Wiggle my whiskers. That's right neighborly of you.
It'd pleasure me, my boy, to have you along. You can sit right up there in the bow of the boat and be my scout. Is it a deal?
Yes, sir, it's a deal. Wow, twist my tail. I'm really on my way west.
Twist my tail and color it blue. I'm going way out west with you. Wiggle my whiskers and lock the house. I'm a very fine figure of a mouse. I'm going way out west with you, Johnny Appleseed. I'll do my very best for you and your apple trees.
Here, little bird, try some of these seeds. And here's some berries for you, little feller. My, you're a real beauty.
Found some more wild blackberries for you, Johnny. Good patch over yonder.
Good boy, Scout. I fixed some herbs and mush for your supper. Keep an eye on the camp whilst I go down to the creek for some fresh water for my tea. Oh, better take the kettle off my head to fetch it, I reckon.
Mush and herbs again? Yuck! It's been weeks since we've seen a settlement with real home cooking. Herbs and berries sure aren't tasty for a growing young mouse. Even those apple seeds smell good to me. If I chew just a tiny hole in this bag, Johnny'll never notice. Sure would hate to anger Johnny. Still, he'll never miss a few. Pretty good eating.
That stream's full of the purtiest trout you ever did see, swirling and shining in the sunlight. What's the matter, little Scout? Got yourself a tummy ache? Here, Scout, chew on this bark. Has a way of settling the stomach. Now, you just close your eyes a while and dream along with me. You know what I see when I look at that bag of apple seeds, Scout?
What?
I look toward the land where the sun goes down, and I see a beautiful America, a deep, wide country. I see rolling hills and valleys, golden prairies and wooded forests, river banks and waterfalls. I see you and me with hoe and axe, clearing fields and digging holes in the dark, rich earth. The deer and the rabbits and the birds will hover around, watching silently, happily. We'll plant in neat rows, rows of red russets, rows of Grimes golden, sweet bow, wine saps, and Baldwins. I see the rains soaking the soil, the snows covering them from the winter's cold. I see these plants breaking through the soil. I see the sun shining on the young plants. I see them growing, getting taller and taller, stretching their branches proud and strong. And little Scout, can't you see the blossoms, pink and white and smelling like the rarest perfume? Then, when there's a nip in the air, those branches will bend with the fruit of their soul. Rich, juicy apples, dazzling golden apples, the little tart cooking kind, and lots of crackling, crunching red beauties. Oh, and I see people, Michael, my boy, young'uns and old ones, settlers, trappers, Injuns, all munching on Johnny Appleseed's pride and joy. I see women folk making cobblers that near melt in your mouth, cooking kettles of rich, spicy apple butter over a wood fire. I see menfolk and young'uns quenching their thirst from kegs of cool apple cider. That's what I dream of when I look at those bags of apple seeds. We're planting seeds that will bring joy and beauty long after we've traveled on. And it pleasures me greatly. Feeling a little better now, feller?
My stomach's feeling better, but I'm hurting a mite inside.
Here, have another piece of bark.
Johnny, I'm hurting 'cause I did something bad. I ate up a lot of your apple seeds.
Did you now?
I didn't mean to anger you. You mad at me?
Pretty hard to get mad at a good helper like you, my friend. I reckon the problem is you've been too long away from the kind of food you hanker after. So I'd say my chief scout ought to start looking for a settlement where we can visit a while.
Righto! Johnny, you reckon those apple seeds might start sprouting inside me?
Oh, never in all my born days have I heard such a thing happening. Very unlikely indeed.
Hey, look out, Johnny! There's a bee! You swat him! Kill him quick before he stings you!
Easy there, little feller. These apple seeds smell mighty tempting to you, I know. Buzz on back home. Someday this land'll be covered with apple blossoms. Then you can sup to your heart's content.
He's gone. Didn't sting you. Just flew away.
Oh, those little honeybees will be important to my apple orchard someday, Michael. They'll carry the pollen from tree to tree. Even the smallest creatures have their place of use in God's world, you know. Now, run on, little scout. You know, it seems to me there must be a settlement nearby. Looks like a thriving little community out here in the Indiana wilderness.
Mister, come quick. It's my boy, Luke. He needs help.
Help me! Get this bear out of here!
Yes, ma'am. What seems to be the trouble?
It's Luke, my youngest, yonder, in that tree. Bear cub chased him up there, and the mother bear's back there in them woods a-growling and snorting around mad enough to eat us alive. Where's your gun? Better go shoot her before she attacks us all.
Now, ma'am, just calm down a mite. Step back and let me handle this.
My man's out trapping. Gonna come back and find us all dead.
All right now, little feller. Easy does it. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Reckon you're as scared as that settler woman. Easy now. You're a pretty little cub. Oh, you were just out looking for a playmate, weren't you? All right now, let's get you back to your ma. About your supper time, I reckon.
Well, I never seed the like. You charmed them bears right back into the woods. No guns, nothing but sweet talk. Just like they understood what you was saying.
I'm much obliged to you, mister.
It pleasured me to help you, Luke.
You seem to know my name. What's yours?
They call me Johnny Appleseed.
Golly gumdrops, the real honest-to-goodness Johnny Appleseed, right here on our place. You gonna plant us some trees?
Might just do that. You got a purty piece of land here. Make a fine orchard. Gotta get your promise, though.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you can help my partner, Michael, here with the planting. Then you must tend the trees, prune 'em, help with harvesting, and save all the apple seeds for my next trip through here. Is that a deal?
Yes, sirree.
I fixed you a fine hot meal, fresh greens, a big wedge of cheese, and some hot cornbread.
Cheese? Cornbread? Oh, yippee!
And Johnny, we have a spare feather bed for you to sleep on tonight.
Much obliged, ma'am, but I'm not much for sleeping in a bed. I prefer camping out under the stars. But I reckon we'll make short order of those victuals, eh, Michael?
Yes, sir!
And I was hoping that we might sit around the fireplace tonight and listen to you read to us from the scriptures.
Why, that would pleasure me mightily, ma'am.
Can't we read from the Psalms, Johnny? I favor them some.
So do I, Luke. Long time ago, when I was a young'un, about your size, it set my head to dreaming when I read the shepherd boy David's words. And he shall be like a tree, planted by a stream of water that brings forth its fruit in its season.
Johnny, come on, Slowpoke. Come look what I found. An arrowhead. Must be some Injuns close by.
Sorry, Scout. I have to stop here and rest a while. Don't feel real pert, kind of weak.
Johnny, your face is all sweaty. And you're as hot as a raging bonfire, burning up with fever.
Afraid you're right. I'm a mite weak. I can't lift my hand.
I'll run and get some water. Be right back. Here we are. Cool spring water. What'll I do? Don't worry, pal. I'll get some help somehow.
Touch my heart, it's beating quick. My dear friend is very sick. See the tear, it fills my eye. I am frightened he might die.
Maybe if I jump around, make a lot of noise, someone will hear. Maybe those Injuns will find us. Well, come on. You're all Johnny's friends. You, birds, start chirping. You, deer, run around and crunch the snow. You, squirrels, chew up some walnuts and make it loud. Someone's gotta hear us.
Animals all go loco, make big noise. Oh, see now, white man over there. Dead? No, not dead, still breathing. This man looked like our friend Johnny Appleseed. Good man. Very sick. I go, get Red Willow. He good medicine man. Have good herbs. Make Johnny Appleseed well. Watch over white man, little creatures of the forest. I be back quick with Red Willow.
Friend, I have great thanks in my heart for you. I was very sick. Now I am a man filled with the spirit and vigor of life. You have great knowledge of healing.
You fine, patient Johnny Appleseed. Good man. Man who carry no gun. Walk barefoot through snake country. Great spirit in the sky, not want man of great spirit here on earth to die. You teach me about new herbs to help my people. Plant apple trees in our land. We share.
Johnny, guess what little bear taught me? He showed me how to make a swinging hammock out of reeds. Now you can sing your songs as we sing high over the forest floor when we camp.
You've been a very busy young'un here among the Injuns, Michael, but now it's time to move on. Yes, I'm afeard we have to move on. Red Willow, how can I tell you of the gratitude in my heart?
No need. We friends. We share. We help each other. Indians all wish you well on your travels, Johnny Appleseed.
I'm going way out west with you, Johnny Appleseed. I'll do my very best for you and your apple trees.
Oh, I could tell you lots more stories about great-great-great-grandfather Michael Mouse and his adventures with Johnny Appleseed. Everywhere they traveled, they left beautiful trees and lots of good friends.
Well, it appears to me that Johnny Appleseed planted a lot more than just apple seeds. You know, we never really know how our little acts of kindness can grow and blossom in people's lives, do we?
I'm glad he planted all those apple trees around here. Thank you, Johnny Appleseed.
I think the best way you can thank Johnny Appleseed is to be good neighbors yourself.
Hey, you're right, Aunt Agatha. If Johnny Appleseed can grow 'em and you can bake 'em, I guess I can be a good neighbor and deliver 'em. Come on, Kathleen. I'm going to take those pies over to the Dunbars.
I'll help, Tim. I want to be a good neighbor, too.
Mrs. Dunbar, Aunt Agatha sent you some of her famous apple pies. She's the best pie maker in this whole county. We set them on the picnic table over there. We live down the road. I'm Timothy, and this is Kathleen.
Help me! Somebody, please!
Thank you, children. I'm afraid I'm a little distracted at the moment. It's Bobby. That big dog chased him up the apple tree. He's stuck up there, and he's afraid to climb down. He's really frightened.
Why, it's Whiskers. He lives across the road. Oh, he barks a lot, but he won't hurt you. Hold him, Kathleen, while I help Bobby down.
Whiskers, you bad dog. What do you mean scaring our new neighbor? Now run along like a good doggy.
Oh, just do what I say, Bobby. Put your foot down here. Now, hold on there. Oh, don't be afraid. I'm right under you.
Don't worry, Mrs. Dunbar. Timothy will get him down. He's a good tree climber.
One more step. Take it easy now. Okay, now jump. Good boy, you made it.
Oh, thank you, Timothy. You came along at just the right moment. I do believe Bobby would have stayed up there till his dad got home from work if you hadn't come along. We've just moved out from the city, so we haven't had much experience with climbing trees.
Oh, I'll be glad to give you a few pointers, Bobby.
Be sure to thank your aunt for those beautiful pies.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Those pies are made with Johnny Appleseed apples, you know.
You don't say. There are a lot of lovely apple trees out here. I guess I ought to thank Johnny Appleseed, too.
Johnny Appleseed came through here a long time ago, even before Aunt Agatha was born.
Yes, Johnny Appleseed and his pal Michael Mouse were good neighbors to all of us.
I'd say Kathleen and Timothy are our Johnny Appleseed neighbors today. The way you calmed Whiskers and rescued Bobby from that tree.
Yeah, thanks, Timothy. I thought that dog was gonna chew me up. Oh, he won't hurt you, Bobby. Look over there. He's wagging his tail.
Yeah, you've got to get acquainted with your dog neighbors too, Bobby.
I have a good idea. Why don't you all sit at the picnic table and I'll bring out some milk and we can all have a big piece of Aunt Agatha's apple pie right now.
Oh boy, that's the best idea yet. It'd sure be a pleasuring me to help you eat some of those.